when she said Diddy was actually being used as the scapegoat to save other people in the industry who were also involved in his dirty activities. The raid was just a way for them to collect all the evidence that could possibly incriminate the people he's been doing this, but they already knew what he was up to, but he's going to be the fall guy so they can protect the people at the top of the ring. The crazy thing is there really is actually some truth to what Candace said, because if you all remember, there were reports some time ago that people in the industry would also be exposed. The number one suspect on everybody's list was Jay-Z. Jay got some skeletons in his closet that have been slowly being exposed these past couple of months. The very popular psychic YouTuber SL Bella actually hinted at this a couple weeks ago when she said Jay-Z would be next in line to be exposed. Already know some of y'all done started to roll your eyes because you don't believe in the spiritual stuff. Trust me, I felt the same way when I first came across this. She predicted the Cassie lawsuit months before it happened and gave a timeline as to when it would go down, and everything she said was 100% accurate. She made a video talking about how Diddy was going to be involved in some serious trouble that would land him in jail. He wouldn't be able to say things he needs to say, and he would be used as the scapegoat by the higher up.
Diddy knows that his days is numbered, and honestly, it's only a matter of time at this point. But other executives in the industry want to prevent that from happening because they know Diddy won't miss the chance to snitch on them in exchange for something free. The allegations against Diddy don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. An American commentator and author, Candace Owens, is the latest one to come out with her own stories about the bad boy mogul. Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years. It's the fact that he's working with the FBI. She talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you gotta talk is because you get a deal, you fed. Get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my coat card. So y'all need to shut up about me.
Listen, I expect Kanye's, along with Cat Williams' ideas on how celebrity life actually is under these things, I expect these things to be absolutely true. Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years. It's the fact that he's working with the FBI. She talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy. He's been right all along. It rings true because Candace has said multiple times that Diddy's just a pawn in the game, one that the industry would want to expose by themselves. And one of the people who want Diddy gone ain't none other than Jay-Z.
She thinks Diddy is a major player in these incidents since he enjoys throwing such contentious parties. This man seemed to be unaffected by every accusation, even those of operating traffic networks making unwanted advances on women and workers. He has the ability to use famous people, legislators, and even the media as leverage to force them into staying quiet. Candace Owens thinks that if there's anyone powerful enough in the industry to target a global superstar like Michael Jackson, Femme is the man making sure everyone around Diddy remains out of the hands of the law. All they have to do is call Femme if they do find themselves in danger. Femme can fully bury cases whether they include or hit and runs. Fee became the head of security for Diddy. He was responsible for Michael Jackson's security. As it happens, the primary perpetrator of Diddy's cover-ups was also present when Michael passed away. The media was only informed that Michael was receiving CPR attempts from the doctor. When Femme arrived, we still don't know what transpired in between. Paris was on the ground, balled up, crying, and Prince, he was just standing there. He had a real shocked, just slowly crying look on his face. Femme claims that he didn't come till after Michael had passed away. As soon as he reached the kids, he took them away from their father's lifeless corpse. Isn't that a little suspicious? Why isn't the head of security there when Michael Jackson is in a position where his life is at stake? Mohammed Fahim becoming the head of security of a star as big as Michael Jackson. During the time of Michael Jackson's death, Femme Mohammed, a 21-year-old bachelor's degree graduate, was appointed as the head of security. Fans are convinced that the odds of all this being a coincidence are pretty low. It's probably not a coincidence that Diddy's head of security was also Michael Jackson's head of security. Hollywood pedos, satanists blackmail each other with and ritualistic practices and have the support of LAPD. Many celebs are likely very worried right now, and if they're smart, they've already prepared their clones to be arrested. Instead, Michael Jackson's death was not a natural one, and the media must have known this. Everyone that knows Femme is terrified of him. After all, according to Candace, might not be all that tough for celebrities like Diddy and Femme. Why would someone assassinate a celebrity as big as Michael Jackson? Why would a member of his own squad attempt to kill him? It turns out that Michael was only a money-making machine for the people around him. When they realized he might know too many secrets about the notorious Hollywooding organizations, they had to eliminate him. Now the only reason that Diddy's been able to stand his ground is because of the little power that he's still got left. Otherwise, it's going to be easy to get rid of anybody that even seems like a threat to the entertainment empire.
Hey, smokes, you're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson.
Diddy has found his way into the most insane controversy of his career so far. He is being accused of being involved in the biggest superstar this world has ever seen. Rumors have it that the music mogul might also be connected to the death of Michael Jackson. Sounds crazy, but Candace Owens has come forward with proof that connects Diddy to the mysterious death of Michael Jackson.
Lawsuit is absolutely crazy. Full stop. It's about to get even crazier that there is directly a link to Michael Jackson's death.
Being a conservative commentator and show host, she always comes up takes on current events. Anything she says is just hearsay, so this time when she announced the infamous rapper might just be the guy we were all looking for in the Michael Jackson. After hearing all her arguments, she may be on to something. Just when we thought we had heard all the craziest stories there can possibly be regarding Diddy. According to her, Diddy might have had a hand in the mysterious demise of Michael Jackson. And don't worry, she isn't just starting rumors. Diddy is a powerful man in the industry. He seems to have a lot of influence and power. But what could this man possibly have on all the big names in the industry that everyone seems to be afraid of? He never seems to face any consequences. Clearly, he knows some crazy secrets about the Hollywood elites that they want buried at any cost. Michael Jackson is easily one of the biggest stars this world has ever produced. He was loved by the whole world. The media seem to be trying desperately to bury it completely. Candace has pointed out how shocking this is. Even more surprising is that now, after all this time, Diddy is alleged to be involved in his, and once again the media is dead silent. The media is silent on it. Why? Terrifying to consider, but Hollywood and our politicians are being blackmailed into compliance. Candace thinks Michael Jackson's isn't some isolated event. Industry is filled to the brim with creeps. It is a den for all sorts of criminals who seem to be able to get away with every crime under the sun. From politicians to law enforcement, everyone seems to be interested in protecting these elites. Enough power to get rid of names as big as Michael Jackson, allegedly.
Man, y'all know that Diddy's done been accused of putting a hit on Biggie and Tupac. But there's another artist that a lot of people forget was on his alleged hit list as well. Talk about the king of pop, Michael Jackson.
This crazy lifestyle continued for a few months until Andre Harrell put his foot down. He offered him a full-time job with the label if he would drop out of Howard and return back to New York. Sean accepted it and it worked out extremely well. This is because at just 20 years old, Sean was promoted to the vice president of the label. Back in the day, Andre Harrell had a very similar story to Sean Combs. He was another college student in the Bronx hoping to one day work in the music industry. For those who don't know, Clive is famous for founding Arista Records and for being one of the first moguls to come out of the closet. Well, Clive took a special liking to Andre and took him under his wing in the music industry. In 1985, Andre was given funding to start his own music label, one called Uptown Records. So again, this begs the same question. How did Andre get this position at such a young age? Well, according to Sean's former assistant, it's all a power dynamic with Clive Davis at the top. The insinuation is that the boss takes advantage of a young intern and will pay them back later on.
He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor.
Tell us how
he was mentored by Clive Davis.
Don't tell me that Andre Harrell got by Clive Davis too.
Now back then, he could have gotten away with everything because he had somebody as powerful and influential as Clive Davis backing him up. And that's the same dude that made Diddy the vice president of Uptown Records at just 20 years of age.
Now, there's a connection between Diddy and Clive. Back when Diddy was young, he was a vodka promoter. He really didn't have much of a career happening, but he wanted to start a record label. He was 23 and able to convince Clive to take hip-hop seriously, and Clive actually funded him and helped Diddy build Bad Boys. Diddy was given his Bad Boy imprint by Clive Davis, who is openly gay. All that glitters is not gold. Run your race, let the next man run his. Interesting. Now, a lot of people believe that Diddy is the way that he is. I mean, we talk about him in countless videos at this point.
My focus right now is Sean Combs.
Okay. Tell us what.
Because he's a rapper.
Now, is this just boys, girls, adults, kids?
I mean, from what I've heard, from sources that I would consider reliable, it really doesn't matter. I don't think something that has anything to do with gender at this point. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor.
So really what she's saying is that Diddy was Clive's favorite, and that's why he was immediately put onto this pedestal at a young age, really no experience, and now he's running everything. In 2019 at the Grammys, he was quoted saying that Clive Davis and Arista Records gave him a chance when he was starting Bad Boy Records.
Bad Boy Entertainment. Name of Bad Boy. Going to go against the grain. Time to go against the grain. So, kind of bad.
So Clive was ultimately impressed by Diddy's vision and decided to fund his project. He immediately took Diddy under his wing and they became the best of friends. Clive forced Diddy to do some intimate things to him to be his, mentee.
Because he got a boss too. His boss is Clive Davis. Clive runs him. Diddy don't run himself.
Not only that, but a few years later, when Diddy asked for his own record label, Clive didn't even hesitate for a moment. You think somebody like that could be messed with?
You had it in for Andre because Andre used to make you and Kim Porter had footage of it.
It might be a hard pill to swallow if the two were together like that. But according to Jackwire Wright, Kim Porter, Diddy's baby mama, has reported all the favors that Diddy done did to Clive.